Faceless, Chapter 1 by Arkin Gelisin. He got into the car and quickly drove out of the industrial park, needing to get out of the area as soon as possible. It wouldn't be good for him to be around if what he'd left behind was found. His eyes darted to the car's digital display, which read 3:38 a.m. The Bayfront industrial area seemed deserted at that hour. Taking York Boulevard via Stewart Street was the quickest route out of Hamilton. Although he knew it was impossible, he couldn't shake the feeling that someone was following him, constantly checking the rearview mirror. As he continued down the lonely road toward Toronto, the rain grew heavier. The car's green speedometer showed 157 kilometers per hour as he tightened his grip on the steering wheel, wearing leather gloves. The layer of mud on his shoes made it difficult to control the pedals, and the heavy rain turned the forest into a muddy mess, making it impossible to walk. The rain also limited visibility as the windshield wipers tried to provide a clear view despite their hypnotic, static movements. The events of tonight replayed in his mind like a movie. He had never expected such a meeting, let alone such an ending. The most intriguing part was the sound of the gun firing close to his ear. Or was the persistent howling in his ear a result of his fear? Lost in thought, he noticed a sign that read, Toronto 20 kilometers, and realized that he was distancing himself from the chaos of the night. He needed to take a step back and figure out how to justify this to his wife. What lie would be enough this time? But his mind was too foggy to make any plans. The rain pounding on the car's windshield and the haze in his head were equally harsh. He tightened his grip on the wheel again. During the transition from fall to winter, rain could easily turn into dangerous, freezing rain, just like tonight. The temperatures were dropping significantly, and under these conditions, the road could become icy during the rainy season. The bruises from the fistfight in the car began to sting his face. He checked the wound on his left cheekbone under his eye in the rearview mirror. It was a deep cut. He hadn't expected to get up after that punch, but his opponent had somehow allowed him to regain his momentum. Lost in his thoughts, he noticed that the speed of the car had increased to 162 kilometers per hour. The rain and plummeting temperature had frozen the ground, making it incredibly slippery. In a moment of distraction, he lost control of the car. He slid to the left, slammed into the left-hand railing, and threw his head against the glass. The impact shattered the glass, causing the car's electronics to malfunction and the lights to go out. The car spun uncontrollably on its axis. He was momentarily lucky that no other cars were following him, thus avoiding a potentially catastrophic accident. But what was luck in this situation? He desperately tried to grab the steering wheel. Everything around him was spinning in a dizzying way. Suddenly, the right rear corner of the car slammed down hard, sending him spinning in the opposite direction. It was then that he realized he had forgotten to put on his seatbelt. As he grabbed the steering wheel, the swing of the car threw him into the right seat. He felt his left wrist snap from gripping the wheel so tightly. He also felt his discs shift. Despite his broken wrist, he tried to regain control of the steering wheel. The car went off the cliff and crashed through the right railing. The weight of the engine caused the car to flip in the air, the front end bending forward. One of his eyes swelled shut from the impact. He could only see the ground approaching through the shattered windshield. The car hit the ground with tremendous force, and his jaw hit the steering wheel, breaking it. His face slammed into the windshield, splattering blood everywhere. Pieces of glass were lodged in his eyes. He finally lost consciousness. From that point on, luck was on his side because he wouldn't feel a thing. The car hadn't reached the end of the cliff yet. With the impact of the crash, it began to roll. Unconscious, his body slid from side to side in the car. The front of his skull shattered first, followed by the left side. The impact was so severe that a piece of bone came loose from his skull. His brain was visible through the hole that had once been covered by bone. The staggering didn't stop there. Another blow dislocated his left shoulder, leaving it swinging like rubber in the air. His broken jaw also dangled freely. Teeth spilled into his mouth, some sinking into his throat with the help of the blood. Finally, after the last flip, The car came to rest on its roof. Lifeless, his mangled body lay in a twisted position inside the car. The car's windows were shattered, as were his skull, face, and various bones. As the rain poured down, a mixture of blood, gasoline, and oil poured out of the car.